Welcome to the Real Deals Real Estate Podcast, where you'll learn about buying and selling homes and how to invest in real estate. Now, here's your host, Donald Torrence of JAVE Real Estate.
So good day, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Those who don't know me, I'm Donald Torrance. I'm a real estate investor, been investing for over 30 years. I am with my co-host, Dr. Cynthia Ware, we're going to talk about the pitfalls of a new investor. So we're gonna actually try to cover some information today that would actually help a new investor get going, and talk about some of the fears and the struggles they may have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you want to uh, tell them a little bit about your background,
Okay.
Cynthia?
Okay. So my name is officially Dr. Cynthia Ware in internal medicine as a physician. And I also am a real estate investor, learning and turning into a real estate redeveloper. And the reason why I use that name is that I'm looking at the community opposed to one property at a time. And grow from there. I have rehabbed a few properties, starting at age 19. And I learned that I loved it. I love to take something old, something raggedy, such as a building, and make it beautiful. So that's how I got here.
Okay. So, for those who are interested in investing in real estate, you have to ask yourself, what are some of the key things that's holding you back? And when I talk to someone who either just starting off investing or have been investing for a short period of time, some of the things that I hear over and over again is I'm lacking the knowledge, or I'm lacking the funding, or I'm lacking the go somebody to go to as far as when I'm having struggles. So on this
Mhm.
podcast today, we're gonna try to cover some of those pitfalls that you may have, what the younger folks call nowadays bottlenecks that keep you from moving forward, and what are the fears that people have? Because that's more so what it is fears that stop people from moving forward. Uh,
Okay.
so one of the things that I hear that I want to talk about is the lack of knowledge. So there is a lot of YouTube information out, but the YouTube information can get you in trouble because it's limited to the amount of information that you're going to hear or get. And it's
Or
only
need,
an introduction to that information. What do you think?
or need,
Yeah,
right? It
yeah.
it may give them the middle and not the beginning of
Mhm.
starting on the project, or it
Right.
may give them the beginning but not the end, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
so that's where you need that consultation. But
Hmm.
when you said that, lack the knowledge or the person or the mentor to go to,
Hmm.
what came to my mind was trusted consultation,
Mm.
because that's
That's
important.
that's deep, yeah. Because you can go to somebody that's because you got a lot of influencers that's on social media that people follow. And a lot of times they don't give you the meat and potatoes. They string you along with and just drizzle a little gravy on your potatoes, and that's not all you want. So
Hmm.
you absolutely right. And it has to be somebody that they resonate with, that they feel comfortable with to
Hmm.
actually follow. Uh,
I agree with that. I agree with that. But to shortcut that would, to me, would be to start off with someone with experience.
mhm,
If they let you coattail with them, if because I mean, you can't fly the same wing lift or place that they're swinging if they got the most experience. But is there someone you can resonate with or connect with that can say, come on,
Yeah. Now,
follow me.
yeah. Now, most of the time when people have that thought of I want to go to somebody and see what I can learn from them, it can't be a take situation. You should actually bring that person a deal or do something that show that you're actually involved with the
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
So if you brought them a deal and say, hey, look, I got this single family home, this homeowner is losing it, or whatever the case may be, however you got the deal, you bring it to them and say, can we do this deal together? You showed me that you out trying to bring deals to the table. Now you just need somebody to help guide you through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's more approachable for me to actually say, okay, yeah, you done brought this deal. Now I can work with you. Let's get it done. The numbers make sense. We'll probably make $20,000 a piece or something like that, but we can make something together. And you also in that learning process by doing a deal.
You brought something to the
Yeah,
table.
I like that. That's some good information for.
Well, I'm gonna throw another caveat on that
Mhm.
from my own experience,
Hmm.
and that is draft up something to what you all are doing. Do not
Absolutely.
do not do it with a handshake. Do not do it trusting his experience, because I got bit.
Mhm.
I got I got my fingers kind of, oops, let me back it up. I lost some money. I lost some money trusting the individual. And I should have been able to trust them.
Right.
So you learn you he got me for a little chunk,
Yeah.
but it could have been a big chunk.
Yeah.
I could have been in that whole situation for a minute, and he got me for a real nice chunk. And I don't think I would have walked away as kind of like, you're
Mhm.
not the business type that anyone need to do business with, because he
Right.
steals people.
Right. And on that part, because when I started off in 95 investing, my thing was I started off with people that I grew up with that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't put anything in writing. What your responsibilities are, what my responsibilities are, and what happens if you don't meet your obligations. What happens if we something fall between the cracks? You gotta spell all that out. And
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't, we had a lot of things that happened. One person was going to the bank account taking draws out. We didn't know it until we needed funds. The other one wasn't showing up to come work on the properties because we was all trying to. It's our first property. We trying to fix it ourselves
Mm-hmm.
internally
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a building engineer by trade, by licensed building engineer. So I'm trying to save the money from paying out to contractors. So we should have had, okay, when you get off work at 6 o'clock, we working to 6 to 9 to get this project done. We should have said, okay, this is what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna hang drywall. You're gonna do the mudding. Everything need to be spelled out, and if you don't, you're gonna have a disaster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like when I actually, my first property, I was 19 years old.
Mm,
Okay, and I was going to college, Wayne State, in Detroit, Michigan, and I had got laid off from working at General Motors.
mm,
I got a service contract. For some reason, I wasn't even connected to I think the United States was in a recession. Uh, General Motors was giving a service contract out, and I got a check for like $12,000. I bought a
mm.
house. I bought a HUD house with it.
Oh, okay.
My friend's boyfriend was a contractor. She said, get Wayne to fix your house up. Hey Wayne, walk this house with me. You fix this house up for me? And then
Mm.
Wayne said, what you want done here? What you want done here? What you want done here? Just told me how much money it cost, and I gave him the money. Next thing you know, in 3 months, I had a house I could live in free.
Oh, wow.
It
Okay.
wasn't free, but I didn't have rent and mortgage.
Yeah.
And I went to college.
Yeah. So, so that's an important piece. Make sure you find somebody who you can resonate with, and make sure if you do find that person that you guys put together some type of agreement and it's spelled
Mm-hmm.
out what each person's role is.
Mm-hmm.
That's an important part. That's how you can start getting some free education. One other way is to find a mentor that if you have the funds to actually pay for it, pay somebody for mentorship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that can come at a high price. Uh, Make sure that that person you are actually going to be paying for mentors to mentor you actually knows and they actually are still doing deals. You don't want somebody that's hadn't done a deal in 20 years. You want
Yeah.
somebody that's actively doing deals. They know what the market is doing. And somebody that's local to you. If you can find somebody local to you, that would actually be better for you because that way they can walk properties with you and you can get an idea on how they looking at properties and what they see and what they think about whatever deal that you're looking at.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the next piece is where do I find funding at? How do I
Mm.
get the funding that I need to actually do a deal? That's the next thing that people come to me and ask
Mm.
because they get kind of confused on, okay, I found this property. How do I get funding for it? So, some of the things one of the ways that I like to do deals is that I look at every deal as if I'm broke. So I have to pull money out of thin air. So, in a lot of times, my deals are funded from the actual property themselves. And what I mean by that is, I will look at the deal, talk to the seller, and see if they would actually own a finance. So that way I can get into the deal. Once I get title to the deal, I can actually turn around and go to a lender and try to see if I can leverage the property and take the money out that I need to do the renovation if it needs any.
Okay.
And
Ho ho ho.
okay,
Owner finance.
okay,
What do that mean
okay.
to those that
So
don't
owner
lend? I'm
finance.
in an owner finance deal.
Okay, so for
That's
owner
over my
finance,
head.
yeah. It's instead of me going to a bank, a traditional bank or anything like that to get funding to actually pay the seller out, I'm actually asking the seller to become the bank. So what they're doing, if I take a property that they agree to take $100,000 for, they say, okay, I will hold the financing for it, meaning that you're making the payments to that owner for that $100,000 until you can refinance it or you can sell a property. So then at that time, that's when they get paid out. But you may wind up negotiating some monthly payments. Payment on that 100,000 may be $1,000 a month. It may be pushed all the way to the end. You might not make a payment for 6 months. Whatever you can negotiate with that seller to actually get your payments pushed out because you don't have the funds right now. So you asking the seller, okay, I will take this property. I will give you the $100,000. You collect the payments that we're gonna accrue over 6 months. So in 6 months, you got 6 months of payments that's accruing until you can actually pay them out.
And
So
so
that's
that sixth payment is ongoing while you're rehabbing the property,
correct.
while you take over the property, and he has nothing else more to do with the property.
Correct.
Okay.
So, and at that time, when you decide to sell or refinance, the seller would get these payments that's due to him plus his $100,000. So that's how I like to structure my deals
Mm-hmm.
for me to actually get into them with no money.
Okay. So when
Uh,
you told me that, I think you had to tell me that about 3 times because it's like, what do you mean? You purchased property without no finances, no
yeah.
payments and so forth. So
Mhm.
that is not the typical way people finance property, but it's a lot of people trying to learn how to do it because there's a popular guru that
Mm.
teaches it to the top, right?
Okay.
That's the only way they pick up property almost.
Mm.
Yesterday, I was tagged on a Facebook post. I was in a expensive mentorship. 2018, I went in. I wouldn't recommend no one to go in it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a camaraderie membership following. So I was tagged,
Mm.
and so this threesome is developing a fund, a lending fund,
Mm-hmm.
and they tagged me. And so one of the gentlemen that I know used to, I'm gonna say he still lends independently, but he
Mm-hmm.
is a hard money lender.
Okay.
And so it was the first time I heard him say, the first time I heard him say what it takes to get a loan.
Mm.
First time I heard him say good credit.
Okay.
That's above 7.0 or higher.
Mm.
Second thing he said was experience. That was the first time I ever heard him say that.
Right.
And the third one, gosh bless, it's slipping my mind right now, but it's going to come to me. It was experience. I believe it was the analyst, the analyzing of the property. The numbers had to make sense. That's a lot.
Right.
That is a lot for a beginner to have at his fingertips to do the first job.
Right.
So having a mentor really, really helps them get through it.
Yeah. And the thing that most people preach is wholesaling. You hear a lot of talk about wholesaling, and that's how you build up your money. But you when you wholesaling, you cutting yourself off at the knees. So you want to start early on building those relationships with your end lender or lenders for other deals. You want to find out what their guidelines are. You want to find out if they do credit scores in the 500s, 600s, or the 700s. You want to find out, do they work with new investors that don't have any experience? Because
Mm.
there are hard money lenders who, when I say hard money lenders, I'm talking about lenders who base the loan off the asset itself. They call asset-based lenders. Those lenders really don't care about your credit. They care about the deal more or less than to actually look. They will look at your credit, but your credit is not the key factor in the deal because they thing is if you default, we taking the property, we're gonna finish it and we'll sell it. That's what most asset-based lenders will do, and it's another way for somebody to get in to actually start doing deals as well.
Okay. Yeah, that money piece is
Yeah. That's
okay.
that's the yeah. That's the hard part people can't get over. So
Yeah. So you mentioned we I mentioned hard money. We end up classifying many times what they need. So
mhm,
that next one is that private lender, that
yes.
private money lender
Hmm.
who many times don't have the knowledge to do a rehab or renovation, but may have an interest in double digit returns.
Hmm.
Uh, may want to look on the outside to see the project get done and may not want to see the project get done. They don't want to be involved in it at all. They just
Right.
at the end, did I make $25,000?
Right.
In 6 months or in,
Hmm.
in 9 months or in one year, right?
Hmm.
And depending on what the amount of money that they loaned.
Right.
Um,
And those people, because people will act like private lenders are this mystical person. and a lot of times they could be right next door to you.
Ooh.
They just need to be introduced to the concept, and you need to be able to explain to them what private lending is.
Yeah.
Uh, we're starting to do some more education now on private lending so people can actually understand and take that opportunity to learn about what
Mm-hmm.
private lending
Mm-hmm.
is. So a private lender is just an individual who have some money in a 401k or IRA or a savings account, and they're looking to get a better rate of return. So if they're getting like 3% on some mutual fund or whatever,
Mm-hmm. Well,
the bank
minus
only,
seven.
yeah,
-7 in the savings, right?
yeah.
Woo! My
So they're
money is
looking to get
saved.
that better return. Yeah.
Yeah, 10% is a whole lot better than 3 and -7. Yes,
Right,
sir.
right. So those are the people who are looking to become who you getting to actually turn over into private lending. And it's actually a win-win for both because now you can close faster on your deals. You get all the funds that you need to do the purchase and the renovation. And without going through all the red tape of trying to make sure you got decent credit, making sure that you have to wait for appraisal to come back, wait for inspections to come back, you can actually move that property a lot faster with private money. And the benefit to the private lender is they get that big rate of return.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
So
then they could be passively involved in real estate,
absolutely.
right? And
Yeah.
then they can also leverage up to say, hey, can I actually be 25% in the
Mhm.
next purchase? Or
Yeah.
if I find a property, can I be 25% in as as equity and I'll still put up the private money for it? I mean, they may want to get a little bit more involved to learn how
Mhm.
to do this themselves,
Yeah.
right?
And you can structure it so many different ways as a private lender, as an investor, talking to a potential private lender. There are
Mm-hmm.
so many different ways you have that you can structure it. They may want to be an equity partner where they get that percentage when you sell or refinance. They may want to just get that percentage of the monthly spread every month. They may even want to actually say, okay, I want to help you because I want to learn how to do the deal. So I'm gonna put up the money and then let's split the proceeds 50-50. So there's multiple ways that you can structure a deal with a private lender. It just depends on what your goals are
Right.
and what you guys work out.
Right. Correct. Right. Okay. I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. And then I need to mention this to me is the most important. I learned this from working with that one person that bit my fingers off.
Okay. Mhm.
And that is time is money.
Right.
And so
Right.
what he showed me is sometimes if you have the money, right?
Hmm.
You could put two general contractors on a job. Uh, and and even though they say, okay, two general contractors in the same space is difficult, right?
Right.
Not
Right.
if I'm paying you,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Not if I'm coming to the place from time to time. We're not having that
Right.
that foolishness and that uh, uh, controlling issue of space. No, we all human,
Hmm.
yeah, and we can all work together, right? Not if
Right.
I'm paying you at the end of that week. We gonna work together.
Right.
Uh, but that what I was saying is that time can be decreased to save you money in the rehab. So if I use one general contractor, and he
Hmm.
takes him 4.5 months to 6 months to do the job, and I put two contractors in that space on that on in some kind of structure. There's that
Right.
we got our itinerary of what we're doing each week, what
Hmm.
we're expected to accomplish each week. And if we are following that and we can finish that in 60 days, 65 days, 75 days, opposed to 6 months, I save money.
Right.
A lot of it.
So, and there's a couple of things that I like to put in place to actually control that. One is for every $1,000 that you spend, it's a day. So
Mm,
if you got a $60,000 budget for a renovation, you know it should take you 60 days to finish that renovation.
mm-hmm.
I also put in the agreement with the contractor for every day that you pass 60 days, I'm deducting 250 per day. That like because they know that 250 can add up pretty quick. So they actually work to actually get the job done a lot faster. If they finish 45 days, there's an incentive that I might give you an additional $2,500 for finishing before time. So it's just basically how you want to structure it with your contractors to make sure you keep them on point because they would take their guys and go do another job and have one guy at your job so they could say they still doing work at your property, but you just pulled your crew and that's what's lagging me behind. So you have to
Yes. I'm
manage your
glad you brought
contract.
that up.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you brought that up. Because I was while you was talking, I was going to say, hey, have you ever had a contractor issue?
Yeah. So, and one thing that it's like a golden rule with contractors to ask for 50% down. Uh,
No, we
the
can't do
first
that.
thing out my mouth was, okay, that's great. Can you tell me what the 50% down is for? And with me, I buy all the materials, so I don't let them buy material. I tell them to give me their material list, and then I have the material delivered. So they won't get that additional upcharge on material.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if I'm buying a material, what's the 50% up front for? Most of the time they tell you, oh, it's for me to have money to pay my guys, and for us to start the work. Great, great. This is the United States, right? So where do you work in the United States that you get paid up front before you actually do any work? No job that you go to gonna pay you up front. You're not gonna pay your workers up front. You're gonna give them money up front. So realistically, you want to take my money and go finish another job that you got paid for that you ran out of money for. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't do the upfront, but what I'm willing to do for you is the day you all start and I see you have completed a substantial amount of work, I may give you a third down. And I give you another third once you pass 50%. And I give you that final third once you complete it. Contractors do, because they constantly getting paid throughout the project, they kind of like that a little better once you explain it to them that this is why you're doing this and it's to actually give you money throughout the project.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not giving you 50% up front.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I want you to be ahead of me. I don't want you to be ahead of me, and then now I'm trying to catch up with you to get you to come do my work. I rather
okay.
for me to be ahead, and then you catching up to me to get some more money. That's keeping you in control of your project.
Mm-hmm. I am so glad you mentioned that because that is a boomerang that
Mm,
could drown a project.
right.
And that's the general contractor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
In my early days of not even in my early days, just I think just my last two contractors, sorry, my second from my last uh rehab was a two-family flat. I went through and I was doing it virtually.
Mhm.
First one virtually, and that wasn't family. The other one was my dad and my brother,
Oh,
but
okay.
this one was new people. But I knew everybody pretty much on the street,
Hmm.
right? And so I went through seven contractors,
Okay.
and uh, Detroit is a special place to rehab. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they got all these houses that was empty, over 1 million. That was empty, ransacked by, I call them human rats. Don't beat me up for it, but
Right.
they was some human beings went in there tearing everything that could, if it looked like the screw was coming out, they was pulling the rest of
You're
it out, right? I mean, I'm talking about toilets, I'm talking about everything. It
right,
was
right.
awful what they did in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everybody you met stated that, hey, I'm a contract. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
contract. Listen,
Right.
yeah, I'm a contractor. I've been doing it
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the way to get the contractor. The way to get the contractor was referral.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to come through. What do you know about this guy's work? You know
Right,
what
right, right.
I
And,
mean? So
and
I
I
went
tell
to,
people too, because people look at say, oh, I saw some pictures of their work. They do good work. I could take a picture of something and make that picture look good,
yeah,
and then say this is the picture of some projects that I've done.
yeah,
You want to actually go out and walk projects that they've done. You want to actually lay your eyes on the work. You want to actually talk to the people that actually had work done by them and see how they feel about it.
hmm,
You just can't trust a picture. Uh,
yeah,
you see some of these pictures that's online. Just think about realtors that's selling a house. They take these great pictures, and when you go see the property, you be like, wait, the picture didn't show this big old hole in the wall. The
uh,
picture didn't show this mold. So it's
wow,
good to go out and see the place that they've actually done.
yeah, yeah. And then I had a general contractor my sister referred to me. You know, this guy did the drywall in my house, blah blah blah. She had a roof that went to leaking, right? And so he came to across the street to the two-family flat, right?
Mhm.
And he said, what you want done? I said, I want you to walk the property and put what you think needs to be done. Okay. And you got any questions? I'll answer them for you for the best of my ability. But I knew my property pretty well.
Mhm.
This guy came up with a $4,500 list. I said, let's walk the property for the list.
Mhm.
Okay, so there was some kind of fire in the house, in the bathroom, and I'm not sure, it was electrical, right?
Mhm.
And so I had a electric the electrician actually showed me. He said, "Hey Cynthia, I'm gonna show you this. There was a fire, blah blah." I said, "Okay, just fix it. I mean, let's get my wiring right and so forth. I don't know." So what we did identify that they had 3 pieces of drywall all together
Mm.
on one wall,
Oh,
right?
wow.
And so my man wanted to fix it. He said, I want to knock this down to one drywall. And I said, for what reason? He said, oh, this is for it to be cold. I said, how the heck the inspector going to even know it's 3 walls there, or 3 pieces of the drywall?
Right.
He
And
got to take the cap off the electrical uh uh plugs or
mhm.
switch to be able to, and he's not going to do that on every wall. I've never seen one inspector do that on every wall. So
And-
why do I'm going to pay you $2,000 to bust down this wall to make one wall? I
right.
said, these 3 pieces of drywall going to stay right here. We going
Yeah,
to keep this.
yeah. And that's the common sense. Part of it is common sense. So you can some things don't sound right to you, it's not right.
Right.
The time when it comes to this industry. So just be aware of that as well. That's a good point to bring to people, is to for them to just use common sense on a lot of
Well, and then another thing that you could do on top of common sense, okay? Because I may not have the common sense. I'm not a general contractor. I'm an internal medicine physician, right?
right, right.
But my dad taught me a lot, really.
Mhm.
I used to do rehabs with him at 19, 20, and 21 before I went to medical school. But another thing that I found myself doing, because almost every last one of my general contractor took the project and found the problem. I got a problem here. It's
Right,
gonna be
right.
no money. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I said, write it up. I want you to write it up. I started that because I just noticed this pattern here. Okay. Okay. So write it up. And what before he even probably get the paperwork back to me, I got another contractor looking at that crap he just said. Right
Mm,
now, let me see what you wrote up. Let's walk it, and let me tell you what I learned about it.
okay.
Okay, you get fired. I'll
Yeah.
pay you Friday.
Right.
See you, and you got to be a contractor can kill your whole rehab. Kill
Right.
it.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. Do
Sure.
you sign a contract with the contractor before the work?
Absolutely.
And how about
Uh,
liens? Is there
I,
any information about if you guys come across something with a disagreement? Because they put a lien on the whole
so they have
renovation to
to.
stop it.
That's why I don't do the 50% up front, because if you have to fire that contractor, they ahead of you. So now they got your money. Now you feel like you trapped because you just got them half of the rehab budget.
Yeah.
So if I need to fire them, they don't get any more money for what's the difference I owe you? I need you to sign off on this waiver that
Yes.
you've been paid in for. So waivers are important. Not only are waivers important, but the contract itself is important. You have to
Um,
spell out what does everything, because they would call themselves putting in a change order, and that change order just added another $10,000 to your budget. So you want to make sure that you got
it's
change
seven to their
orders and all
pocket.
that stuff. Change orders need to be approved. They can't just do them because they'll do it and say, well, we thought it was best for the project, so we just did it. Uh, you don't even know you got a change order until they send you a bill for it. So all change orders need to be approved. You need to also tell them about the deadlines. And I always ask, how long is this going to take you?
That's it.
Okay, now you said it's going to take you 60 days. I'm putting that in this contract. So I'm not signing your contract, you signing my contract. You
Yes.
won't sign my contract, then you're not somebody who I need to work with. You just told me up front we not gonna have a relationship, so I'm cutting it off right now. So there's gonna be signs that's gonna tell you who not to work with.
Hmm.
You need to listen to those signs and not ignore them and thinking you can make things better. So that's important too, in the process. So, but Cynthia, I think we got him a lot of information to go over and think about. I think this should be some helpful information we gave
Yeah.
for individuals newer experience. And what do you think?
Oh, I thought it was great.
Okay.
Really. Um, we talked about a lot of pitfalls that I hit,
Right,
and
right,
really, I'm in one. So
right.
after I get past this pitfall, this gonna be a real nugget for
Mm.
someone.
Yeah.
And you're helping me out with it. So hopefully, we'll be sharing on that
Right.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for joining us. Cynthia, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, those who are interested in linking up with you.
Okay. So my IG is just Cynthia R. Ware. It's like it's up there with my identity.
Mhm.
Put an R in between Cynthia and Ware, Cynthia R. Ware. And it's the same also on Facebook. And it's the same on LinkedIn. But that's not really the preferred place right now. Uh, I very seldom go on LinkedIn, but I'm going to improve going on LinkedIn. I'm on a platform that's showing us how to communicate better on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And LinkedIn is an awesome place to acquire relationships.
Okay. And those who may want to talk to you about lending, what states are you currently operating in?
Oh, I'm in Missouri and Georgia, Florida. And when I went to visit my cousin, I looked at distress houses in Alabama,
Okay.
central Alabama. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on one.
Okay. So those of you all who wants to become a private lender or want to liquidate some properties in the state she's just mentioned, reach out to her. I'm in Indiana, Illinois area. Uh, I'm also looking for additional private lenders. I'm on all things social media, Donald Torrance. If you put my name in a Google search, I'll pop up on all things. And that's how you can find me. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, listening to us, and hopefully that you find this information valuable, and share it and like it so we can get more content out there to you guys.
Oh, yes, yes. Share it and like it.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I've had to improve on my YouTube shares and likes because I'll be so intense into the program. But I
yeah.
got to do my part and
Right, right.
share and like
Um,
and subscribe. Share, like, and
absolutely,
subscribe. Hmm.
absolutely. Thank you guys. The next one, we'll talk to you then. Thank
I
you.
enjoyed. Thank you.
All right.
Everybody have a great week.
If you want to hear more stories and tips about real estate, foreclosure, and private lending insights, hit like and subscribe now.